Every day the world loses legends, icons whose lives shaped our culture, our memories, our hearts. From actors to musicians, pioneers to visionaries, their stories deserve to be remembered and celebrated. Welcome back. Here we honor the lives, achievements, and legacies of those who passed, today keeping their memory alive for generations to come. The news arrived quietly, almost like a fading note at the end of a song. It was confirmed that Christopher Reid North, the founding keyboardist of Ambrosia, had passed away. For many, his music had long been a steady presence, soft, warm, and deeply familiar. In the world of soft rock, his sound was not just heard, it was felt. Christopher Reid North helped shape a style that defined an era. In the 1970s and 1980s, as music shifted and evolved, his use of the Hammond organ gave Ambrosia a rich and layered tone. It was smooth but emotional, gentle but powerful. His playing became the heart of songs that would go on to live far beyond their time. Those melodies were not just popular, they became part of everyday life. They played in cars on long drives, in homes during quiet evenings, and on radios during moments people would later remember with nostalgia. Born with a natural sense of rhythm and harmony, North found his way to music early in life. He was drawn to the keyboard not just as an instrument but as a way to express something deeper. Over time he developed a style that was both technical and emotional. He did not play to impress. He played to connect. When Ambrosia formed, it quickly became clear that something special was taking shape. The band's sound stood out in a crowded music scene. And at the center of it was North's keyboard work, steady, expressive, and unmistakable. A former bandmate once shared, "Chris had a way of making every note feel like it belonged exactly where it needed to be." He didn't just play music. He understood it. Throughout his career, North remained focused on the music itself. He was not known for seeking attention or fame. Instead, he let his work speak for him. And it did. Each performance carried a sense of care, as though he knew how important those songs would become to the people listening. Fans often described his sound as comforting. It was the kind of music that stayed with people during both happy and difficult times. In many ways, his work became a quiet companion to life's moments. On social media, tributes began to appear soon after the news broke. One fan wrote, "His music was the background to some of the best memories of my life. It feels like losing a part of my past." Another shared, "Thank you for the songs that never left us. They still feel as alive as ever." Even beyond his recordings, those who worked with him remembered his calm presence. He was known to be thoughtful, patient, and deeply committed to his craft. He approached music with respect, always giving his best no matter the setting. A close friend once said, "Chris never needed to be the loudest voice in the room. His music spoke louder than anything he could say." As the years passed, the sound he helped create continued to reach new generations. Younger listeners discovered Ambrosia's music and found the same warmth that earlier audiences had felt. It became clear that his work was not limited to one time or place. It had a lasting quality, something rare and meaningful. His passing marks the end of a chapter in American music. But it does not mark the end of his influence. The songs remain. The melodies continue to play. And the feeling they carry still reaches people in quiet, powerful ways. Christopher Reid North leaves behind more than a legacy of music. He leaves behind moments, shared, remembered, and deeply personal. His sound became part of people's lives, woven into memories that will not fade. In the gentle notes of a Hammond organ, in the soft rhythm of a familiar song, his presence can still be felt. And as listeners return to the music he helped create, they are reminded not just of the artist he was, but of the connection he gave to so many. Though he is gone, the sound he shaped continues to live on, steady, warm, and unforgettable. The news was confirmed with quiet sadness, as the lights of the stage seemed to dim just a little more. Desmond Barrit, a respected and gentle presence in British theatre, has passed away. For many who watched him perform, his work was never loud or showy. It was honest, steady, and deeply human. In every role he took on, there was a sense of truth that stayed with the audience long after the curtain fell. Desmond Barritt's journey into acting began with a simple love for storytelling. From his early training days he showed a natural ability to connect with characters. He did not rush his craft. Instead he built it slowly, learning how to listen, how to feel, and how to bring quiet moments to life on stage. As he stepped onto larger stages, including the well-known theatres of London's West End, his presence grew stronger. Yet he never lost the softness that made him special. His performances were not about standing out. They were about drawing people in. Those who worked alongside him often spoke of his generosity. He gave his full attention to every scene, every line, and every fellow actor. It was said that sharing the stage with him felt safe, like being part of something carefully held together. A fellow actor once shared, "Desmond had a rare gift. He made you better just by being in the scene with you." He listened in a way that made every moment feel real. Audiences felt this too. Whether in a large theater or a smaller, more intimate setting, his work carried a quiet power. He could express deep emotion without raising his voice. A simple look, a pause, or a soft line was often enough to move an entire room. Over the years he became known not just for his skill but for his consistency. Night after night he delivered performances that felt fresh and alive. There was no sense of routine in his work. Each show felt like it mattered, as if it might be someone's first or last time seeing that story. Fans who followed his career often spoke about the comfort his performances brought them. His presence on stage felt warm and welcoming. It reminded people why theater matters, not just as entertainment but as a shared human experience. After news of his passing spread, tributes began to appear from across the theater world. One admirer wrote, "Watching him felt like watching truth unfold. He didn't act. He simply became." Another shared online, "His performances stayed with me for years. He had a quiet strength that you don't often see." Beyond the stage, Desmond Barrit was known for his calm and thoughtful nature. He did not seek attention outside his work. He preferred to let his roles speak for him. Those close to him remember a man who was kind, patient, and deeply respectful of others. A director who once worked with him said, "Desmond understood the heart of every story. He never tried to control a scene. He trusted it, and that made all the difference." His career was not built on noise or fame but on dedication. It was shaped by years of careful work, by moments that may not always have made headlines, but left lasting impressions on those who witnessed them. Even now, recordings and memories of his performances continue to inspire young actors. They see in his work a reminder that great acting is not always about big gestures. Sometimes it is about honesty, stillness, and connection. His passing leaves a quiet space in the world of theater. But it is a space filled with memory, respect, and gratitude. Desmond Barrit gave audiences something rare. He offered them truth, delivered with care and humility. He showed that even the softest voice can carry great meaning. And as the stage lights rise again in theaters around the world, his spirit remains in every thoughtful performance, in every moment of silence that speaks louder than words. Though he has taken his final bow, the feeling he created on stage will continue to live on, gentle, lasting, and deeply felt. The news was confirmed in a quiet moment, as if the world itself paused to listen. Mary Beth Hurt, a performer known for her gentle strength and emotional honesty, has passed away. For those who followed her work, her presence was never loud, yet it was always deeply felt. Her performances carried a quiet power that stayed with audiences long after the story ended. Mary Beth Hurt built a career that moved between stage and screen with ease. From her early days in theater, she showed a rare ability to understand the inner life of a character. She did not rush emotion. She allowed it to grow slowly and naturally until it felt real. Her work on stage earned her great respect, including 3 nominations for the Tony Award. Each nomination reflected not just talent but dedication. She approached every role with care, treating each character as a life worth understanding. On stage, her presence was steady and honest. She did not rely on large gestures. Instead, she used small details, a glance, a pause, a soft shift in tone, to bring her characters to life. Audiences often found themselves drawn into these quiet moments, where the deepest emotions lived. A fellow actor once shared, "Mary Beth had a way of making silence speak." You could feel everything she was thinking even when she said nothing at all. Her transition to film and television carried that same depth. Whether in supporting roles or central performances, she brought a sense of truth that grounded every story. She became known for portraying complex individuals, people with layers, doubts, and quiet strength. Directors often trusted her with roles that required emotional balance. She could express vulnerability without losing control and strength without losing softness. This balance made her performances feel human and relatable. Those who worked with her described a calm and thoughtful presence behind the scenes. She listened closely, respected her fellow actors, and remained focused on the story rather than herself. It was this humility that made her not only a strong performer, but also a valued collaborator. One director reflected, "She never tried to take a scene. She shared it. And because of that, every scene became richer." As her career continued, her work reached audiences across different generations. Some discovered her through theater, others through film. But no matter where she appeared, the response was often the same: a quiet admiration for the truth she brought to her roles. Fans often spoke about how her characters felt real, like people they had known or even parts of themselves. Her performances did not feel distant. They felt close, almost personal. After news of her passing, tributes began to appear from across the artistic community. One admirer wrote, "She gave us characters who felt like family. Her work will always stay with us." Another shared, "There was a calm honesty in everything she did. It made you stop and truly feel." Beyond her work, Mary Beth Hurt was known for her grace and kindness. She carried herself with quiet confidence, never seeking attention beyond what her work required. Those close to her remember a woman who valued sincerity, both on and off the stage. Her journey in the arts was not defined by fame alone, but by consistency and care. She chose roles that mattered, stories that spoke to something deeper. And in doing so, she built a body of work that continues to resonate. Even now, her performances remain. They live on in recordings, in memories, and in the lasting impression she left on those who watched her. For young actors, her work stands as a reminder that true strength in performance often lies in restraint, in listening, and in honesty. Her passing is not just the loss of an actress. It is the loss of a voice that understood how to speak softly and still be heard. Yet in that softness there is something enduring. Mary Beth Hurt leaves behind a legacy shaped by truth and grace. She showed that it is possible to move an audience without raising one's voice, to create lasting impact through quiet strength. And as the curtain rises again on stages and screens around the world, her influence remains present. In every thoughtful performance, in every honest moment shared between actor and audience. Though she has taken her final bow, the stories she helped tell continue to breathe. In the silence she so carefully honored, her memory lives on, gentle, powerful, and unforgettable.